All right, so I did prepare a brief statement today. First, I want to thank everyone for coming out today. Morrow County Sheriff's Office Deputy Daniel Sherrer was killed in the line of duty on May 26, 2025, while responding to a domestic situation. Daniel was 31 years old and joined the Morrow County Sheriff's Office on May 16, 2021. He's survived by his parents and numerous loved ones. Sheriff's Office is grateful for the outpouring of support from our community and fellow law enforcement officers across the state and the country. Our county is a closely tied community which has always supported its law enforcement agencies, and that backing is evident during this time. The many expressions of thoughts and prayers for the Sherrer family and our office are greatly appreciated. Funeral arrangements will be announced once finalized. So.
Sheriff, first, would you please spell your deputy's last name for us, please?
It is Sherrer.
And tell us, what you can tell us about the circumstances of what happened. Was this an ambush? Was there an exchange verbally between the suspect and your deputy?
So I'm going to defer to Delaware County for all that. They're investigating the situation. So, and I believe Tracy Whited is who you could go through. She'll be able to arrange that for you.
Was he alone? Were there other deputies on scene? Do you know?
Well, I mean, once again, I mean, it's still under investigation, and I've asked them to look into it for us. So I'll defer to them for any questions that have to do with that.
Can you tell us about the deputy and his impact that he's left on the sheriff's department?
I don't even know what to say. I mean, I'll call him a kid. I mean, it wasn't. He was 31 years old. He was a grown man. Always had a smile on his face. Never in a bad mood. He came to work every day. He loved this community. He loved the job. And it's unfortunate that we're here today to talk about this.
What are the next steps here at the Sheriff's Office? How do you guys, put on your hats and go out to work today?
It's just what we have to do. It's what he would want us to do, I think.
Sheriff, any particular history with this suspect, and is it protocol to have maybe 2 officers or 2 deputies go to a domestic violence call?
I don't know of any current call history. I didn't look into that. Any time there's a domestic situation, I mean, policy would call for at least 2, and we did have 3 working yesterday, so, which is normal for a holiday, so.
When we're talking about domestic violence, we've seen an increase in Franklin County specifically, really around central Ohio. Is that something that you guys are seeing an issue with here as well?
It's one of our, it's always one of our biggest call volumes is a domestic situation. So, I mean, whether it was an increase or not, I'm not sure. I'd have to look at, current statistics and past statistics to be able to tell you for sure, but it's one of the more common calls here in the county.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your deputy? Is this his first job? Where did he come from?
Yeah, I mean, it was his first law enforcement job. So, like I said, we hired him in 2021, and he was a godsend for this sheriff's office, this community, this county. Pardon?
He grew up around here?
No, he did not.
I can imagine it's been an extremely hard night for you and everybody who's a part of the sheriff's office. Can you describe just kind of how everybody is feeling right now following this?
I mean, it's somber, but everybody came in last night, even the day shift units, and they came back today, and it's going to continue to happen. That's what we do.
Sheriff, what is the status of the suspect, and have you spoken to him or any other witnesses that may have been there?
I don't know. You will never hear his name come from my lips. So if you want the name, you will have to get it some other way. I'm not giving it to you. So
Why is that?
Why would I? Why am I going to even mention his name? I'm not going to do it. So doesn't deserve it.
You said the deputy survived by his parents. Have you had a chance to talk to his parents at all today? And if so, do you have any message from them?
You know, I did talk to him yesterday. I haven't got to speak to him today yet. That is on my list of things to do as well.
Sheriff, will there be a procession of any type that you know of, or those plans come into place at all? And how will the sheriff's office continue to honor?
So we're, like I said, once we get the funeral arrangements made, we'll know all that for sure. You know, we'll speak with the family on all that and see what they would like.
Sheriff, is it protocol that when a law enforcement officer passes, that there's a detail with the body from the time it leaves the scene until they're buried?
As in, you mean 24 hours a day?
Yeah, somebody being present with that former law enforcement officer.
You know, honestly, this is the first in Morrow County history, so I can't give you that exact answer. You know, I know a group got together here from the sheriff's office and the local highway patrol post. They escorted the body down last night. And when Deputy Sherrer comes home, we'll bring him back as well. And then, you know, from there, I'll get the rest of it figured out.
Does he have family?
Pardon?
Does he have family?
Yeah, I mean, he, you know, survived by his mom and dad, so.
Sheriff, we were looking into other cases like this in Morrow County. I think 1940 was the last time there was a moment where there was someone that passed in the line of duty. So obviously not something that, you know, you've gone through through your time here. How do you imagine the other deputies will rally around one another and support one another through the next several weeks, months?
You know, it's a family here. I mean, you know, we'll pick each other up, we'll support each other. That's, you know, that's what we do. You know, and they all know I'm a phone call away. You know, I pick up when they call, and vice versa. You know, if I call them, they'll pick up. You know, so we'll lean on each other. You know, we'll get through it. We'll persevere.
Was there any kind of body camera footage? Like, will this be used as a training moment or looking back on this about how things could have gone differently?
There is body camera footage. I haven't viewed it yet, so I don't know exactly. So,
Sheriff, what is your understanding of the altercation? Was he immediately met with gunfire, or was there any verbal exchange, or can you describe the situation?
yeah, like I said, I haven't watched the video yet, so I'm not entirely for sure, you know, what the whole situation was. So just from speaking with other people that was there, you know, it was a domestic situation.
And I'm sorry, I know you said what's next, but could you just timeline that out for us? What are you waiting for next, and what will happen next? In this
So what we're going to wait on now is the funeral arrangements, where they were made. Then I'll announce those. That'll be honestly probably about the last thing you hear from me for right now, because everything else will more than likely be deferred to Delaware County since I asked them to investigate this. So.
Sheriff, hopefully something like this doesn't happen in the future or continue to happen. What would you say to anyone who may be in the same perspective as the suspect to possibly do something like this?
You repeat the question again, please?
What would you say to someone like the suspect for doing this?
You know, I'm not even gonna answer that one. You know, I mean, it's just better to leave it alone.
Sheriff, while we were waiting outside, a couple that owns a local bakery here came and brought coffee and baked goods for you and your team. Can you share a little bit more about the support that you expect to see and you have already seen from this community here in Morrow County?
You know, it's the county. You know, they've always rallied around the sheriff's office. You know, and the two PDs and the highway patrol as well. You know, so I'm not surprised that one of the local bakeries did bring something. You know, and we do appreciate it. I probably know which one it is, but I'm not going to name it in case I'm wrong. So, you know, but I just want to let them know we do appreciate that. You know, that they brought that in.
Sheriff, how many years have you been sheriff now?
9 years.
Sheriff, what was your favorite thing about Daniel? Your favorite?
You know, just his glowing personality. Like I said, you know, the guy was never in a bad mood, you know, always had a smile on his face. He would, you know, go out of his way to see how your day was and, you know, crack a joke. And, yeah, he was just a great guy. He will be missed.
How many deputies do you have in this department?
Believe we have approximately 22.
And how big is the department overall with civilians?
Counting everyone that works here, we're at 72 or 75, I believe, roughly, somewhere around there. Yeah, I mean, give or take, it fluctuates all the time, you know, so. But I think when we're at full staff, it's right around 75.
And you guys sign up to protect and serve. This is a possibility doing this job, but are you offering any kind of mental health services, or how do you protect your guys' mental health during this moment?
So there was crisis response teams that came out last night, you know, and we'll continue to, you know, to have them available, you know, anytime they need something, you know. There's plenty of teams that will come. They'll show up, you know, and you know, we'll continue to check on each other, and if they do need something, you know, we'll make sure we reach out to those resources.
Sheriff, I think Kira may have asked a question related to domestic violence response and how common that is. Is there any specific type of training that you put your deputies through or deputies go through before they start here at the office that is specific to responding to DV-related cases?
You know, I mean, you have your academy training, and you have your continuing education that, you know, we're required to do, which is domestic violence, and then you know, you have the policy that you follow, and then, you know, any other training they can take online that they take, and then you know, there's training they'll sign up for that we approve that they can go to, and then as well, there's some training that we will send them to. So. But yeah, I mean, anything that's out there, I mean, there's no, yeah, you know, they do receive training. So, but I appreciate everyone coming out. So, like I said, you know, anything that has to do with the case, which you would please reach out to Delaware County. Like I said, they're the ones investigating it. So. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Thanks,